Hello, it's Cheleche, and welcome to the Milk It Station podcast, where we milk everything life throws our way, the good, the bad, the in between, because at the end of the day, it is all always working in our favor. Period. Because I said so, and if I have said belief, therefore my reality is forced to view everything through that lens, and you'll start to notice how much more power you actually have. Hold on, I actually really want to open the window because I've watched some of my older videos where I was just posting for the sake of consistency and not having too big of an idea behind it. Sometimes I would, and sometimes it'd flop. And that's just the reality of putting out content. Sometimes, even if you absolutely love it, which is the key, which you should do stuff that you love, like it just won't perform. And sometimes you'll do something just for the sake of the trend. Sometimes it'll perform, sometimes it doesn't. Who cares? I mean, it matters enough for me to bring it up, and obviously a lot of people care, but it shouldn't be the reason why I'm doing it. Anyways, I'm a solo podcaster. I like it like this, but I thought today I would have a guest. Mr. Goose. Quack, 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 quack. Yep, this is Goose. I love my goose. I sleep with it every night. It's a wonderful body pillow. He's an emotional support goose. And I love Goose. What can I say? I also have some flowers up in here. I got my nails done yesterday. And on my way home, because I walked to the nail salon, I saw this flower shop and I was like, let me go get me a bouquet. And so I picked up my flowers and it's here. So I'm very happy, very cutesy. And I have a matcha, which matches my shirt. So I'm living. It's given spring. We love it. Although I'm not really sure if it's still spring. I mean, it's spring, summer, 26, the world is gonna end. I actually really love that Charlie XCX vibe, and I need to hop on some more music, which I know I've been said I have in the works, and it's true. I just have to follow through and finish it. But girl, look, I'm one woman, one man band. You know what I mean? Like, I got the music thing going. I got my social media, TikTok, Instagram. I got the podcast that I need to figure out my schedule for. I'm also figuring out my administration shit because I started an LLC. I got a website in the works. I got merch in the works. Okay. It's a lot for one woman, and I can't be spread too thin. And I actually just came back from LA. So why don't we get into that tea, yeah? Somebody commented and asked if we can do tarot at the end of the video, and I'm so down for that idea. Are you kidding? I love tarot. That's one thing about me, and actually I'll get into a story about tarot recently, but let's talk about LA. Yay! So as you may know, I'm born and raised in Texas. Cue the hawk sound or eagle sound. Texas was cute for growing up there. It's very suburban up in there. I don't see myself going back. I really don't. But I appreciated my time there. So I grew up in Houston, Texas, and then I moved to Austin, Texas. I'm terrible at keeping up with time and stuff, but I'd like to say I've lived there like 4 years, which I think is correct. And then the door opened for me to move to New York. Well, technically New Jersey, but it's the same thing. It's like literally 30 minutes to Manhattan. So like, I'm really not tripping. I get the best of both worlds. We get the best of both worlds. Ooh. Mix it all together and you know that it's the best of both worlds. You know that, like, literally her song, Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, LAX in my dream and my cardigan. Yeah, like literally on my way to LA. So let me tell you the story how I even fucking got there. First of all, the reason why, okay, so then now I'm here, right? So usually for social media, okay, bear with me with my, I feel fucking autistic explaining all this shit, or ADHD. I'm not diagnosed with anything, okay, but I gotta stay on track here. Usually with social media, you see content creators who quote unquote make it. They usually go to LA, Los Angeles. You know, that's like the vibe. Influencer central, celebrity central, movie making, and the rest, right? Photography, blah, blah, blah. New York, fashion forward. She just has a little bit more edge to her, in my opinion. Modeling, content creators also. photography, and the likes, right? Now, of the two, I always hear negative reviews from randos just saying LA bad, LA bad. Like when you ask why, they say people there are so superficial. And me, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sound too great. Duh, like on first glance, it doesn't sound too great. But going for myself, experiencing for myself through my lens, I know even if it was just a few days, like I think it was 5-day total trip, I fell in love with LA. I sure did. I really did. I love the vibe. Unfortunately, like the first few days I was there, it was like cloudy and cold. Like it should be sunny boots when I'm out there, but it's okay. First 2 days we were in downtown LA. So I went because my boyfriend, he had like a job meeting, client meeting situation over there. And I was like, well, I've never been, so I'm trying to go. So I bought me a ticket and I went. And I'm so glad that I did. His meeting was like close to downtown LA. So if you didn't know, it's actually a scary boots vibe down there. Like I walked out the hotel and the hotel was cute. Like I posted on TikTok and Instagram, so you should check it out. Do you want a house tour? Yeah, dirty song. It was not. I really didn't put the 2 and 2 together to realize how dirty that song was. But that is kind of her brand. No shade, but it is. And you know what? Period. Yeah, and then we went to Santa Monica in my life. I need a little on my side. We had a beach view out the window. It was a nice ass hotel. They had nice ass robes. Like I was living the life. This is the life. Hold on tight. Amazing. Now I could just yap here about my day to day there, but I feel like that'd be kind of boring. So I'll share one story of one night there because I think it was pretty crazy boots. And if you're watching this, hey, no shade. Okay, so basically my boyfriend and I met up with an old coworker of his. Okay, they didn't know each other too well either, but we were like, well, let's go say hi since they live in LA. And so we did, and it was cool. Cool guy, pursuing acting. I got to learn about like what he does creatively, even though he also works in tech. So that's awesome. And he was like, you know what? This is like kind of random, but I have a like after wedding party thing I'm going to, if y'all want to come. And, you know, we had nothing to do. So we're like, sure, let's go. Why not? Like the night's still young. So we go. We go. Oh my God. And listen, this is all from my perspective, but just know I'm not one to exaggerate stories. Okay. I love being an honest goose. I'm not a very good liar. And so just know, right. Okay. That this is exactly how things occurred. So we're in line. It looks like there's a VIP line. There looks like hella people in there. They all look like they have aura. That's one thing about LA people. They all look like they have aura. They have their own individuality. The way they dress, like they give a fuck. Even if it's not so individual and they went on Pinterest to look it up. Girl, no shade. I love Pinterest. Hello? Just use Pinterest as the vision and you execute it the way you want to do it. Like, but anyway. Everybody there looks great, okay? Like, not individually, but as a vibe. You know when you can just glance over a group of people and they exude a vibe? Yeah. Okay. Now, I get there. They look at my ID, my Texas ID. They're like, you sure you love LA, Miss Texas? And I was like, what? I'm just visiting. Like, I thought that we were going to card me. Like, girl, I swear I'm over 21. I know I look young and I know I'm small and skinny and frail, but I'm just kidding. But and then I realized my shirt said I Heart LA. I was like, oh yeah, no, I do love her. And they're like, all right, and they let me in. So we gone in, and immediately, like I really kid you not, like it comes across how it comes across. All the people were staring at me. Like immediately, these two girls that looked at me and they like screamed and they like kind of like wanted me to dance with them. So I kind of danced there, but we were looking for our friend there. because we had gone to drop off his backpack and then return. So we had lost them, and that was the objective at hand. Okay, we're in a strange place with people we don't know, and let's find the one person we kind of know. And we were already like talking and keying with the rest of their friends, which actually is another story in itself. Before we even went to the club, we first met at the hotel, girl. In the hotel, girl. It was looking like Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. As in a snowy white Christmas, if you catch my drift. And you know what? I'm proud of us because we both said, no, thank you. No, thank you. And just did our thing. But yeah, that kind of set the tone and the vibe. Not bad, just very like, oh yeah, I'm in LA. Totally. And the girlie there, she was really pretty. Like I thought she was really pretty, but she just kept staring at me, like looking me up and down with a smile on her face. And you know, I didn't even mind because she's a pretty girl too. I'm like, hey girl, what you looking at? Me? Oh, it's June, by the way. Happy Pride. Be who you are for your pride. That's all I know. I love that meme with the cookie cake and the balloons. Because you gay and stuff. Here's a cookie because you gay. Rainbow because you. Yeah, I love that. I eat it up every year. Every year I eat that shit up. We're back. So where was I? Okay, Miss Girl was staring at me. Okay, cute. Love that. Hey. But like a hard stare. And I know the difference between a hater stare and intrigued. A amused type stare, if you will. I can absolutely tell the difference. And it was definitely more positive, I'd say. But anyway, okay, we walk into the club. Hey. Aura spoke before I could, right? Eyes. Everybody like, oh, I love your outfit, girl. We didn't even know we were going to a club. I wasn't prepared. But I still ate. Picture. And did. And Aura speaks for itself. I was wearing like this tiny I Heart LA shirt, right? It was slightly transparent, so maybe like boobs helped. But like, even if I were showing the cleavage, girl, like, I just think it was the aura. I think it's the aura before anything else. I felt famousness. Am I gonna fit in? So yeah, that song was basically like the theme of the trip. Yeah, we find his friend. It was getting a little like, you know, me and him, we wanted to dip soon because we wanted to still make the most of the next day, which would have been our last day in LA. And, you know, he's on a sober journey. I'm on a moderation journey. I love moderation. Moderation and me are besties. Don't do too much. Don't do too little. Just do enough. Yeah. Obviously, like, take that with a grain of salt. You do you, but be safe out there. But yeah, we were about to dip, right? I did a little dancey dance. I was okay, like, let's go. And then upon saying goodbye, this girl comes up to me. She runs up to me. She's like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Could I get you a drink? And I was like, sorry, we're about to leave. And she was like, basically she just asked again, like, just to me, like, really, like, just one drink. And then I look at my boyfriend and he's like, I mean, okay, that's fine. And I was like, I mean, okay, let's go. Especially because it's a girly pop, right? We go, she pulls me up to the bar. She's like, points to the guy bartending. She's like, that's my husband. I was like, oh, period. Start talking. She keeps complimenting me. She keeps telling me, you look like Cameron Diaz. But first of all, not the first time I gotten this compliment. Do I think I look like Cameron Diaz? Not really. Is it a compliment? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I remember her from The Mask. Actually, that's the only thing I kind of know her by, but I'll take it. Thank you so much. What? She's like, yeah, you look like Cameron Diaz. Tell her she looks like Cameron Diaz. Like, she was telling her group of friends, tell her. And they kept telling me just because she was so adamant about it. But I was just like, okay, girl, thank you. Like, glazing me boots. Glazing me for what? Like, no, but I love a compliment. Kept talking. She's just a very sporadic human being. But, you know, just conversate here and there. She was like, where are you from? I told her I'm visiting. And I'm in New York right now. She's like, oh, really? We used to live in New York. What part? Yeah, no, I live in Jersey, but it's really close to Manhattan. She started like she got so mad. She was just like, why would you say that? Like, just say you're from New York. I was like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, I'm not really too good at lying though. She's like, no, lie to me. Lie to me. And I was like, I laugh because it's funny. But I feel like she meant that. I was like, okay, yeah. So rewind. I'm from Manhattan, New York, and just continued on my conversation. And then out of the blue, I couldn't tell you what happened before or after this. It just happened. A shirt flies up and there's nothing but buttons looking at me. And I didn't know what to do, girl. I didn't even look that. My eyes stayed on her eyes. And I was like, nice. Because what else am I supposed to do? Like, I didn't want to do anything about it. This was all, what? I didn't know this was happening. I just, what? It's like, oh, okay, nice. Thank you. Like, okay, what? I don't know what to say, girl. You know I'm here with my man, and I'm not really on to this right now. Okay, not to say since it's Pride Month, I might as well say I've had my bisexual era, okay? Don't get me wrong. But I do, after thinking about it long and hard, hey, yo, I'm just kidding. I really do like the dynamic between man and woman, at least in a cultural sense. So like the ideal dynamic, right? Where woman gets to be soft, man do hard things, woman happy. Because I feel like if it's woman on woman, and granted, I haven't had like a girlfriend situation, more situation, to really understand the dynamic that goes on there, right? So I speak from inexperience, but this is just, yeah, back to the story. So yeah, she was crazy, and I could tell she looked disappointed in herself because I didn't react. But you know, girl, what did you expect to happen? And I just kind of like, okay, after a while, after kikiing for a little bit more, we ended up leaving, and I told my boyfriend the story that happened because obviously that was crazy. And yeah, it all ended up just being a story, but yeah, it was good. I really did enjoy my time there. Our last day there, we did go to the Getty Museum, and I was quacking and squawking because one thing I do, I need to release the emotions that are built up inside me, and I do that by stimming. And my stims lately have been quacks and squacks. So sometimes instead of arguing, I'll just say quack, quack, quack. And it'll do way better than words could ever take me. Like a good quack releases it articulates just the right way to where I don't have to over explain myself. You know what I mean? I might sound kind of crazy, but that's okay. Overall, I really enjoyed my experience in LA. Like I really did. I wanted to be there longer actually. And in fact, I might actually be there soon enough. Like real soon, because I might have a little family meetup over there, which would be cute because 2 times within a 2 to 3 month time span, I'm down. But yeah, it's just a little snippet of my LA experience, and you know, I'd strongly consider actually living there someday. I'm not finished with my era here in New Jersey, New York, because I haven't seen all the things yet. I have not been a tourist here. I think just the fact that I live here and it's so accessible makes me not take advantage of the touristy things and attractions, but that needs to change. But I will say, coming back from LA, it's taken a lot out of me, like energetically. Like I've been needing to recharge a lot, which is okay. If that's what the body needs, that's what she wants, then that's what she gets. Because like I said, I'm a one woman band over here. At least that's how it feels like for the most part. That my main instrument, which is my body, needs the attention. If it's saying beep, 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 red light over here, yes, I understand. I'm right there with you. Like I will be there for her. And actually, I've been taking better care of my body, and maybe we'll get into another video, but I am happy about that. No, I do eat snacks though. I do be snacking. But taking care of my body in the sense where I listen to her. Okay. So I did ask you guys if you had any questions for me on Instagram. I'm going to check them out right now. But I do know somebody asked about the LA trip. So there's that. Coconut water. How was your LA experience? Was there anything negative, sad you experienced? Whoa. Negative / sad? I don't think so. Somebody asked, what made you make a fill in the blank? Because I don't want to say it. Just 2 letters of the alphabet. I'll let you guess which letters those are. But basically, I had this. I know this is so vague, but if you get it, you get it. I've had it way before I was even on social media the way I am now, before I was an actual content creator where I took this stuff seriously. I've had it way before then, due to influence of somebody that was once in my life. The way it started out, I kind of cringe looking back. But then I just kind of started like not posting on it and kind of posting like 1 to 2 times a month maybe. And just kind of had it there passively because it would still help me out passively. And it wasn't until very recently. And also, I never promoted this said thing. I never put it out there that this is what I do since I've been a content creator / influencer. Knowing that, I'd probably make so much more if I did. I just didn't know how to handle that, plus like the image situation, and if this was going to affect me in a long-term way. And so I just let people figure it out on their own, and they did. But recently I signed on to an agency that has helped me scale tremendously. So that is cool. So that's cool. And it wasn't until recently where I actually started bringing it up, because now I have people helping me on that front. So that's that on that in a nutshell. Somebody else said, interesting topic. I'm a straight man that loves women's clothing. Women's opinion. Period. I mean, clothing is simply expression. Like, putting on clothes helps you like feel a certain way, depending on the aesthetic, on the fit, on the feel. It just helps kind of decorate the instrument of which you are operating in, and it's fun. So if you gravitate towards women's clothing, I don't see a problem with that. Like, especially in our day and age today, you should have fun with your clothes. Yep. Why don't we go ahead and jump into a tarot reading? Okay, emotional support goose is also ready. Let's do it. So, a little story on me and tarot. I recently went to a friend's birthday party. Hey! And I brought my tarot decks, and I gave them a tarot reading, and it basically became the attraction of the night, where everybody like lined up for a tarot reading, and I had a lot of fun. I love doing tarot. It not only has helped me in my life path, it's helped other people too. Tarot isn't all that powerful. It genuinely is just a deck of cards. Like, it's not anything crazy. It's simply an instrument to which to like put a story or patterns together. It's kind of a vague explanation, but let's do a collective reading, right? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, see what's in store for you. This is only for the good of all and harm to none. Never anything to cause fear or harm, all right? So I call upon the spirit guides, spirit team, angels, of all those that are here to guide, protect, and align this collective to their highest timeline and nobody else. Please and thank you. Only those who are aligned with me, this message, who are watching this video, for the highest good of all. Thank you. Let's see. Let's just be a little general with it. Let's just pull 3 cards. Three cards for this collective, please. Fuck. Okay, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Well, they had a lot to say. Okay, so buckle up. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it does not. But the first card to come out was the Tower. Okay? The Tower is about change. Okay, we're back. The Tower is about change, an inevitable change. It is when the lightning strikes a building and it crumbles down. Fuck. Yo, someone does not want you to hear this. First, my audio cuts off by itself, and then my camera shuts down by itself. We're going to get into this reading. And matter of fact, why don't you come a little closer? Anyway, we're going to get into this message. So, the first thing was the Tower. Two of Pentacles. The Emperor flipped up in the deck. And then the Ten of Pentacles, which was in the reverse, but now it's upright. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands. So immediately, there is a change. Something happened in your life to cause a great change. Usually a change that, you might have not wanted. But when you pray for things, when you want bigger and better for yourself, that inevitably comes in exchange of something, whether that's a habit, a person, a partnership, an environment, something that you comfortable with, because there has to be some kind of give and take for when you want growth, when you want better. I don't want to say it's always that case, but it usually is the case. Two of Pentacles reflects this decision, a decision. I think you were being very logical with this decision. It could have been a decision that weighed on you financially, like not knowing. There's always ebbs and flows to life. There's always rises and dips. And I think you know that all too well. So you're just evaluating, what can I do, or what should I do moving forward? This Emperor and the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like there was an authoritative decision, whether that was you or something outside of you. But I kind of want to say this is you. That you kind of took that power over your own life to make the decisions necessary, to not just let things be washed away. Say, like, I said there's ebbs and flows. I keep getting caught onto what that looks like here, the ebbs and the flows, and the ships in the background, how some are up, some are down. You wouldn't want water to get into your ship and ruin all of your loot, right? All of your things. So you've made decisions necessary. You've seen what you need to see to make the decisions necessary, to be in the power necessary to attract. Not the camera turning off again. Gone through enough to know what would benefit you, what wouldn't, to get to this money, to get to this bag. One more card to close off this message, and then we'll move on. Yeah, this is your divine justice, and it's coming in quick. After a period of being, of having to learn everything, of being watchful over your shoulder because you have all this experience, it gets tiring, right? It becomes survival because you have to be hyper vigilant to avoid said patterns to happen again, because you want the best for yourself. This is showing me that you're on top of it. You're winning. Even if it looks like there's things bothering you around you, you're above it, quite literally. Hello? And something's coming in quick. And I think that is this and this. So if you see a change and it's causing you to think about it a lot, just know you have what it takes and that your divine justice is in place. Hey, period. All right, I think I'm going to close it there. Thank you so much, angels, for this reading, guides, ancestors, and the like. Fucking weird that this shit keeps turning off on me. It looks like the camera's about to turn off again. It says it might be because it's overheating. Another one that I never ended up doing. The whole point of the Milk It Station podcast is to milk everything life throws your way. So that involves everything, right? But it's always through the lens of, how can this help me? How is this helping me? How is it bettering my life and my experience long term, right? I also am going to buy a pet psychic reading for my cat because I'm literally obsessed with that shit, and it's about time I buy one for my own kitty. And I would love to know what he has to say. Oh yeah, I would love to be able to communicate with him telepathically on my own. I feel like one day I have to get there one day. Like, I want it so bad. And I think about it enough, and I've been trying to communicate with him telepathically. I think it works somewhat. I would kind of love the confirmation though through an actual pet psychic. Oh, I watched the Michael Jackson movie. Loved it down. Loved it. It's just so eye-opening to really like to see that, and then to see Michael Jackson snippets of interviews. Like, it really puts a lot of things into a better perspective. People are quick to judge. People be quick to judge and to frame things in a negative way. So fearful, so limited, so small-minded, such hive mindset. Like, I think there comes a point where group thinking was survival, but why don't we like zoom out? And I say this not being insensitive, but zoom out to like think for yourself, perhaps, instead of jumping to the worst case scenario, to the worst possibility. And I'm also talking right back at myself when I say that. I think because I've also been in that Nine of Swords and Nine of Wands energy where like I have to look over my shoulder constantly because I had plenty bitches try it, groups of bitches trying it, men and women, and you know, in between, like, it don't matter. Some people will always have a fucking problem with you just for existing. Let me know if you know what the fuck I'm talking about, because when they see that not only are they physically attractive, they also keep it humble, they also have talent, they also have XYZ. Even if you don't have XYZ, they'll somehow, some way try to find a way to bring you down. It's some weird, twisted people out there. And life kind of like forced me to realize, like, wake up. Not everybody thinks like you. Not everybody is out, not only there to help you, but also not everybody's there to step on you. Like, sometimes you don't give people more power than they deserve. Sometimes you give people more power than they deserve. It's an illusion of power. If you say like, oh, they're trying to destiny swap with me, they're trying to steal something from me, but you giving it that thought, you giving it the time of day, is giving it this illusion of power when they never held that power in the first place. Because guess what? You're the one that holds the power. All right. Hopefully that's the last time my camera overheats on me. But yeah, long story short, I really loved the Michael Jackson movie, and I'm happy I got to watch it. I actually watched it solo because my boyfriend was traveling. I'm not trying to be like my man on everything, but sometimes it helps with context. like I got to watch it alone. I think it was great I watched it alone. That way I wouldn't have anybody giving me their opinion on it. I want to see it through my own eyes. I love my own eyes. Seeing things through my own eyes. But we did watch a movie together recently. It was called Pressure. I wouldn't have thought I would liked it. I honestly, it gave the impression that this is more of a man's movie, which, like, I don't know. I actually really liked it. It was like about D-Day, about war. Usually that stuff is like, you know, dark and dreary, and I don't like looking at it, quite honestly. But this was so interesting, especially because it was based on a true story. So I do recommend, if you think you'd be into it. Don't come for me if you don't actually like it, but I actually did. And a mad respect to the meteorologist, bro. Mad respect. And for standing up for what you know is right. That's another thing. Like, and it kind of ties into the Michael Jackson thing. Like, growing up, I hear people say, oh, Michael Jackson would like blank kids. And I would think, oh, that's weird. That's sad. I obviously never looked into it because I don't like giving my attention away to things that sound very depressing. It would take the light away from my soul. That is just my opinion. But I wish I would have looked into it for myself instead of just listening to what others had to say. Of course he'd be misunderstood. Of course he would be misunderstood while he's alive. And I know that all too well in my own sense, in my own world. I know his was scaled dramatically. Like, obviously his life was very much in the public eye from a very young age, but yeah, it's just make opinions for yourself, and regardless of what the outside may say, because the outside will always have an opinion, and that's okay. Really, the important part is that you have yours, okay, that isn't swayed or dependent on what your circle thinks, right? And we might watch a movie tonight. Wait, what movie? Backrooms. Hey, I'm excited. I mean, I love a movie. I love going to the movies. So I wish there was something more I could say, but that's what I've been up to. LA was a slay. Loved her down boots for real. I definitely do see myself living out there someday. And it's not overrated. I loved it. I loved what I experienced. But I didn't go to like the Hollywood Stars area. Like, I feel like I have to go back to see that. But yeah, Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you again soon. I need to post more. So, like, literally bother me until I post. Like, comment. And if you made it this far, please comment a green heart or like a flower. Green heart flower. Because that's totally the vibes today. Or a goose, because we love the goose. And maybe goose will make more appearances in our podcast because the goose is very comforting and helps ground the energy. So, yeah. Don't forget to milk everything life throws your way. The good, the bad, the in between, because at the end of the day, it is all always working in your favor. Period. Alrighty, milkies. I'll see you next time. Bye. Quack, quack, quack.